Alright guys, MarkBoy316 here with another video, and today's gonna be 10 wrestlers who I think should have been WWF or WCW World Champion. And I'm including the Universal title, the World Heavyweight Championship, and the WWF title, and of course the WCW title, and the International title. So if any these 10 wrestlers have not won, these 10 wrestlers didn't win any of these titles, and I think they should have. And the first one I'm gonna say is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. He had a great feud with Hogan, turned on him in a tag match, and fought at the big event in front of 70,000 fans in Toronto CNE Center. Fought at some house shows, some matches that were, if Hogan got disqualified, he'd lose the title. Imagine if Paul Orndorff could have won any one of those matches and become champion. Wow. And Bobby Heenan was his manager. Imagine the just the way Orndorff would have tried to keep the title at all cost. That would have been awesome. I think Orndorff is definitely a guy that deserved to be world champion. He had the look, he had the charisma. He could be a heel, could be a face, but I think Paul Orndorff could have been a great world champion. Uh, Next one is gonna be Scott Hall, Razor. He got a title shot against Bret Hart '93 Rumble. Great match, but he didn't win. Imagine if he would have won. I think that would have been fantastic. You could have had Savage win the Rumble and have Hall versus or Razor versus Savage at WrestleMania 9. Can you imagine that? I don't think it's a match that's ever happened one on one. I know they had the tag match Survivor Series. It was Flair and Scott Hall against Perfect and Savage, but they never had a one on one match. So that would have been a great match there. And Hall got a shot at Sting on Sunset 98 by winning the three-man Battle Royal at World War III. And he could have got a title shot there. Can you imagine all three members of the NWO becoming being world champion? Nash, Hogan, Hall. That would have been fantastic. But Scott Hall should be another guy that should have won the title, the world title. Then, of course, these next two, they didn't have to get the title because they didn't need it. They were over. I'm gonna say Rowdy Piper. Uh, Again, he fought Hogan at World to settle the score. He fought Hogan at uh, uh, Tournament Classic for the title. Imagine him winning the title with Bob Orton as his bodyguard at the time. Holy crap! And he would have done everything too to keep the title. And right in the height of the rock and wrestling uh, era. Holy crap, that would have been awesome. But yeah, Piper would have been another one. He could have had the NWA world title at any point in time. I think he could have beat Flair for it. He had a shot at Hogan at Starcade '96, and he beat Hogan in a non-title match. Imagine if the title would have been on the line. Hogan could have won it back at Super Brawl 7, which he did beat Piper at Super Brawl 7 in a title defense. But imagine if Piper would have been champ at Starcade. Hogan wins it back at Super Bowl just to have Piper say, "Hey, I was world champion." That would be cool. Next one, obviously, is going to be Jake the Snake Roberts. I know he didn't need the title, just like Piper, but oh my god, just fantastic. Uh, they were chanting DDT over chanting Hogan, but if that feud could have actually gone on, great stuff. If Jake could have been world champion, great, one of the best promo guys in the business. Jake was awesome. So there's another guy, Owen Hart, number 5 here. Fantastic. Uh, just as good as Bret, just as good as Bret Hart. Great heel. Uh, he could have won it in the steel cage at SummerSlam '94, and then he could have dropped it to Bret. Still have the submission match at Survivor Series, and have Bret beat Owen for the title to get it back. I know Owen was announced as champion in a lumberjack match against Bret, but the match was retarded, so it didn't count. But Owen Hart could have been champion. No doubt about it. Awesome. Next guy here for my sixth person that I think could have been world champion, Mr. Perfect. I know he was AWA world champion, but I'm just talking about WCW and WWE. Perfect could have should have won one of the Rumbles. I think it's '91, but Hogan wanted to win it, so Hogan won it. Now, doesn't mean he would Perfect would have got a title shot, but he's beaten Hogan by DQ a few times, I think, and he beat the Warrior, I think, by DQ a few times at house shows. And I think Perfect would have been a great champion. He would have won the belt and said, "Hey, look, I'm perfect. Nobody's more perfect than I am. Uh, Nobody can beat me for this title." That would have been fantastic. Kurt Hennig was the man. The seventh person on my list here that I think should have been world champion, the British Bulldog. I know he fought in WCW, got some shots against Vader for the title, got some shot against some Shawn Michaels at 2016 in the ring. I think it was Beware a Dog, got a title shot against uh, Shawn Michaels. Then he fought Brett at Season's Beatings in your house for the title. But Bulldog was talented. He won the European Intercontinental Tag. He won the Hardcore title. He's never won the big one. That would have been fantastic. The British Bulldog. Next on my list here, it doesn't mean there's going to be 10 of them on here, but these are just my list. You guys have a completely different list. Another guy that I think should have been world champion in WWF or WCW, Ken Shamrock. Can you imagine Shamrock? He won the 98 King of the Ring. He won the Intercontinental title, won the tag title with Boss Man. Can you imagine him fighting, winning the 98 Survivor Series tournament? He becoming like a corporate champion, and then going to face Stone Cold, the Rattlesnake, and the World's Dangerous Man. My God, what a match that would have been. But yeah, Ken Shamrock. I'm gonna name two more here. Another guy that should have been world champion, in my opinion, and they never really got a chance to. That I wish they would have gave him the chance to. Superfly Jimmy Snuka. He was over. He was next to Hogan. I think he was the next guy that was so over. And Superfly was great. And he had shots against Backlund, and I wish he could have beat him in one of those cage matches. He had one of them or in one-on-one matches. That would have been fantastic. Superfly, at least to say that they were champion, that he was champion. So that would have been fantastic. I think one more left, I do believe, and for this person, I think it's long overdue. Would have been a great world champion, but for some it never happened. But in my eyes, he was one of the best big men. Other than Vader, was one of the best big men ever. Bam Bam Bigelow. I know he won the ECW world title in ECW, but he could have had a run in either WCW, I think, or WWF with the title. That would have been great, just to have a big man like that and a more agile big guy for a title. My God, I think he would have done pretty damn well. And that's my list of people who should have been WWF or WCW champion. I would have said Rick Rude, but he won the international heavyweight title in WCW, so I didn't say Rude. But that's my list of the people who I think should have been WWF or WCW champion. So thank you guys for joining me. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Did I miss anybody that you guys think should have been the world champion? Thank you guys for joining me. I'll catch you guys in the next one.